Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.
Hello and welcome back to the Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. I'm Alfie.
I'm Sam. Big shout out to the sponsor today, ESD, who's give us all our lovely kits. Thank you for that.
And a big shout out to Digital Schoolhouse, who helps provide us lessons to the younger generation about esports.
How have you been doing, son?
I've not been doing too bad.
I tell you what,
Missed the podcast.
I do. I always got that little missed feeling, then we come back.
Yeah.
But today is a special one though.
International Women's Day.
So we've got two people on. We've got Maddie, who's the Overwatch team captain, and we've got Steph, who is the F1 Esports strategist for our team. So she does Casper's strategy, which is quite cool. So introduce yourself, if you'd say hello or whatever.
Hi.
Maddie, and then Steph's there in the corner.
But like last week, we said we'd let everybody know how Casper did, and what did he do, Sam?
He won. He come first. So I'm buzzing about that for him. He come up to me and he messaged me straight. He was like, "Sam, guess what?" I went, "What, son?" He's like, I've won. That's why he was buzzing about it, to be fair to him.
Guess who else won?
Barnsley,
obviously. On form.
Oh my God. Nicky Cadden's second goal.
I was like, what's he doing out there? What's he doing?
That one, wasn't it?
And Christ, what a shot.
And then that bloke turned around, he went, "That's why he's over there, son." That was funny.
It was brilliant, to be fair. But I think recently, with Barnsley, they've been doing pretty decent, to be fair.
I think we've got to a point that when we get the first goal, we'll batter them.
Yeah, step in the right direction, I think, at minute. I think as forms start to pick up, and obviously we're doing well in league.
Got good players as well.
Yeah.
I like these new signings we've brought in.
I'll tell you what, that Bobby Thomas, he's a rocket back, innit? He's absolutely brilliant. But move off topic of
we speak about football every week, so we'll keep it special. Maddie, you're there. I can't see you because Alfie's big head.
Thanks for that.
Overwatch team captain. Now, you was in the team the previous year, weren't you?
Yeah, I was the main support lineup.
Was you the team captain or was that somebody else?
That was somebody else. We had a different team last year.
How does it feel you being able to get pushed up and, with women and, how many barriers and whatever else?
Honestly, it was great because in the first year, like the second I joined the team, I was like, immediately I knew I wanted to be like team captain. I was like, this is what I need to do in my second year. So when I went for it in my second year, I was so excited when immediately Tom was like, "Yeah, we want you as team captain." And honestly, it felt great as well because it was such a big accomplishment being like the first female captain at the college. And currently being the only one as well, I think, excluding possibly sports. I'm not sure about that one. So it was like a really, really big honour, I think.
Did you feel any pressure when you took on the role?
Yeah, I mean, there was like that initial pressure of like, is it my place to say and tell other people what to do? Because I didn't want to be bossy. But I think now that I've like really stepped up into the role and I've obviously got my vice captain as well, I think, like, so far, like, judging on track record, we're doing really, really well.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
There's a common stigma about lads being lads. Do you get much stick from them in terms of they don't really listen or they'll just do what they want because you're a female and they're not really bothered? Or they're quite good and they're like, right, she's gaffer, she knows what's best, we'll go by her way?
I think that at the beginning, sort of, there was a little bit of... Maybe I was not putting my foot down as much as I should have because I was trying too hard to be sort of like tell people that I was friendly and nice and, I want to be your friend more than your captain. And then I like halfway sort of through, I was like, yeah, I need to start like leading this team like head on. And at first there was a little bit of resilience. And I don't think that was down to any sort of like sexism or anything like that. I think it was just a little bit of like shock to see that I'd stopped being so soft with them, but I have a lot of drive to like win right now. So, but I think everybody's really held on really well.
Yeah, I think the Overwatch team's doing quite well at the minute, innit?
We love to have a good natter about you all. Have you listened to any of these?
Yeah, I listened to.
Oh no, we'll briefly skip that then because we give you quite a lot of stick, to be fair, but we do give you a lot of praise though, so it's all right. No, we're only joking. Steph, there, you're in F1, so you're the strategist. How does that? Is there any barriers similar question to mine? Is there any barriers that you've overcome?
It's not a lot of girls in the strategic pathway, so we end up having a little bit of pressure because we want to be the best one, so we can try the best to get on top. And sometimes we try to speak, and sometimes the boys literally don't listen to us because they think their strategy is going to be better and think we don't understand a lot, but we try our best to.
Can I ask you a question? Maddie, you already do an esports course because you were already around everything like this. What you didn't do esports, do you? We were having a little chat before. So what course do you do?
I'm doing engineering mechatronics.
Do you see many females within that like job role? Do you see many within that field, and how is that for you?
In our course, we have literally like around 4 or 5 girls in the group, in the entire course. But in the pathway, it's getting bigger. We have around 17% of improvement of number of girls doing engineering in the UK now, in general.
Do you think that'll continue to grow?
I think it will. A lot of companies in every single pathway of engineering is trying to get more girls involved than boys, and we end up having a little bit of preference when getting hired.
Mm-hmm. It's good seeing it.
It is good because we mentioned it. Quite a few episodes back we mentioned you, Maddie, and we were like, it's good to see that it's coming through, and women's linesmen's refs in Champions League, Premier League, all sorts of across football.
Every sport, to be honest.
Every sport's all coming in, and it's brilliant. Like our teacher, what's her name? I forgot her name. Beth. She plays ice hockey, but she plays with all mesters because she'd rather play with them because I don't know why. I don't know why she forgot. She told me, but she does tell us she plays ice hockey with all lads, and they treat her just exactly the same. And
that's how it should be. It should be a sport for everybody. There should be equality within it, and it's good to see it starting to become apparent.
Katie, a good friend of ours, when we always come play football, she's always like, you know what? Yeah, I'll come. And she, you don't want to stick an elbow in or like be as awful, but then she's sticking one in. You're like, right, then if that's doing one, I'll do one.
It's the equality, innit?
And then, but no, to be fair, she's good. She does just as much as well.
Yeah, but I think we'll go to the break and we'll talk more after.
Yeah, thank you for that.
The Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.
Right, we're back again. Overwatch team. We love to talk about it. We go about it nearly every week. And you're here, Maddie, so we might as well. We don't really ask how the team's gelling, we only speak to people that we know and whatever. So how do you feel like that you've performed of lately? Did you come off a win?
You've just come on back off a win, haven't you?
Yeah. The last game we had was a successful win, actually. We 3-0'd them.
It's good to see.
Because
on form.
Connor got about 4Ks. And
it's a team effort, Sam.
Me and you, but it's the infamous 4K.
True.
We scream that.
Genji blade.
Yeah.
Connor is an insane DPS. He's really
yeah,
good.
He's very good.
Between him and James, they're a pretty incredible duo.
It is. But do you play healer, don't you?
I do, yeah.
So going back to the women thing, do you get when they shout at you? Who's the other healer?
It's Charlie.
Charlie
and Chloe.
Right. So do you see a difference for when they speak to Charlie and ask for heals, and when they speak to you and Chloe? Are they a bit more nasty? Like, oh, I need heals, or is that just because they're in an intense moment?
I think they treat us all pretty similarly because they'll give Charlie flack when he messes up. He'll hit a beat and it just everybody will be like, what was that? But I'll also equally get that same amount of flack. I'll nano someone and it was like, what have you done there? And I'm like, yeah, maybe it wasn't the best idea. I think they treat us all pretty similarly. I don't think there's any outrageous amounts of difference between it. And I think everybody's just in the zone.
Overwatch team. We love to talk about it. We go about it nearly every week. And you're here, Maddie, so we might as well. We don't really ask how the team's gelling, we only speak to people that we know and whatever. So how do you feel like that you've performed of lately? Did you come off a win?
You've just come on back off a win, haven't you?
Yeah.
The last game we had was a successful win, actually. We 3-0'd them.
It's good to see.
Because
on form.
Connor got about 4Ks. And
it's a team effort, Sam.
Me and you, but it's the infamous 4K.
True.
We just scream that.
Genji blade.
Yeah.
Connor is an insane DPS. He's really
good.
He's
very good.
Between him and James, they're a pretty incredible duo.
It is. But do you play healer, don't you?
I do, yeah.
So going back to the women thing, do you get like when they shout at you? Who's the other healer?
It's Charlie.
Charlie. So
Charlie and
who's
Chloe.
right? So do you see a difference for when they speak to Charlie and ask for heals, and when they speak to you and Chloe? Are they a bit more nasty? It's like, oh, I need heals, or is that just because they're in an intense moment?
I think they treat us all pretty similarly because they'll give Charlie flack when he messes up. Like, he'll hit a beat and it just like, everybody will be like, what was that? But I'll also equally get that same amount of flack. I'll nano someone and it was like, what have you done there? And I'm like, yeah, maybe it wasn't the best idea. I think they treat us all pretty similarly. I don't think there's any like outrageous amounts of like difference between it. And I think everybody's just in the zone when they play, so they don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Me and Alfie, we're in quite a few, like we do this together. We have a lot of banter. Do you have that in a team sense, or are you all kind of like, it's kind of like, professional, and do you have that like...
We do have banter, yeah. I think like there's a lot of like laughs that go off in the middle of things. Sometimes if we're not doing too great, it can run a bit serious. But I think an easy game like that where we just kind of like aced it, there's just a lot of giggles. Sometimes we even muck around if we know we're going to get the win, which arguably could be kind of toxic, but kind of just giggles in it.
Is what it is.
Yeah,
when you enjoy your set at end of the day.
When you've got the win in the bag.
Steph, you're a race strategist. We are a very good friend of our podcast, Casper. Now, Casper come off his first win, like we mentioned. We like Casper, don't we? He's come on a few times.
He's a good lad.
Do you also, and Logan as well, who's another good lad who's racing today. I think when we play football with Logan. Do they when they look at you and your race strategies? Have you ever strategized a race for the team last season? Did you do the strategies last season?
No, I just started it. It's my first race and of them strategizing actually.
Oh, right. Oh.
So it's a debut.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know how Steph goes on. But when they talk to you and they look at your strategy ideas, do they look at you a bit like, nah, I think you can do this, or like try one up you, or are they quite like, yeah, sound, buzzing idea, crack on with that?
Well, Casper had already set up some strategies for the settings of our car, but then I have been having a look and we are trying the new one, which I had a look today, and we will see how it's going.
You're quite into your Formula 1 and, obviously you do the mechanical engineering, that's right, innit?
It's mechatronics.
That's it, sorry, straight off at top of head.
It's fine.
When you look at things like that and then you look at Casper and, Casper knows his way around a car, and does that help? Do you kind of like bounce off each other in a way, like he knows about his F1, you know about strategies and the actual car? Does it kind of come together in a way of ideas?
We actually can have a good chat about Formula 1 in general, of how the car works, when an accident happens, a DNF and something like that.
Yeah, we couldn't get him to shut up.
Yeah.
Could we? He were talking.
He knows his stuff. You've got to give him that, haven't you? And he's a good racer.
He is good.
Hopefully he's going to be in big leagues.
World champion.
One day.
World champion. And hopefully you can be the man's race strategist.
Car.
I will.
Or being an F1. We were having a chat before, like I said. You said something about Susan Wolf. Is it Toto's Wolf wife?
Yeah, she is.
Can you explain that a bit more? Because I can't.
So basically, Susie used to be a driver, and if I'm not wrong, she's the first girl to ever drive a Formula 1 car in the world.
Wow.
Was that when the WF1 was made?
I don't remember exactly when it happened, but if I'm not wrong, she was the first girl to ever drive a Formula 1 car. And recently, Thea and Susie decided to create an F1 Academy, which is basically an academy only for girls which want to drive and get into Formula 1. And not only her, but also like Alpine is creating an academy for engineers, drivers, only for girls now.
So it's coming quite popular, the women's is getting quite a lot, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, we don't really know much about F1 women's side. We're not really clued up on F1, to be honest.
But I hope in a couple of years we will, and it'll start to
definitely.
become the norm.
Because when we talked about it with Casper was saying, I reckon he mentioned this this woman, and she's won like the WF1 the last 5 years running, and she's been running 30-40 seconds ahead in front of everybody on pure skill, not just because of the car, on pure skill. So he was like, I'd love to see her in F1.
Yeah, hopefully one day.
So hopefully can do. And then now we're going to mention, we know more about football as well, with England ladies, Lionesses, winning the Euros, which is quite good, because then that's become a lot more popular.
Yeah, exactly. There's Wembley's selling out when women are playing, which is
Lionesses. Yeah, it's good. And Jill Scott, she went on I'm a Celeb, didn't she? And she did really well.
They're getting a profile now, women footballers. Right,
like, there's all the Beth England, Alicia Russo. Alicia Russo. I forgot her name. There's Alicia Russo
Beth
and
Mead.
The other one, I forgot one.
Leah Williamson.
That's it.
Yeah.
Leah Williamson. She's captain.
Yeah.
She's captain for Arsenal as well, Arsenal ladies.
But you know about them now. Like, 'cause if you asked me that, 5 years ago, I couldn't have told you.
I probably would have told you Beth England, but that's only because of school.
Exactly. So it's good to see that there's more diversity in sport, and hopefully one day it will be as big as males, because it should be. It's just as good. It's brilliant to watch.
And as well, Steph, this is more aimed at you because you're more like your F1. Alfie, you'll not know this. Max Verstappen actually inherited more of his driver skill from his mum than he did his dad, even though his dad was in Formula 1.
Really?
Because, am I right on this? Max's mum raced alongside Jenson Button and Max Horner in karting, and she used to beat them all the time.
Really?
And Jenson Button won the World Drivers' Championship in 2009.
She actually was a good driver.
Really?
I am right on that.
That's quite crazy to be fair.
Honestly, it's quite a bit of a mix, because we could say it by the DNA as well, but if we could say, a lot of people don't like Max dead, we can say that.
Oh no, I don't like yours.
But to be fair, even if people don't like his behaviour, Max is who he is today because of his dad.
Yeah.
We could say he's one of the best drivers for a reason.
But his sister's a really good driver as well. Did you watch they did a thing, I don't know if it was on Sky Sports or they were like on YouTube TV, it was something to that, and they did like a 2-car thing, like a 2-sided car with 2 steering wheels, and they could like lock it over to one and the other who controlled it. And they did Max and his sister were lapping maybe 5/10, half a second behind Max.
Really?
They were quite. Have you seen that? Or am I just waffling?
Not that one. I haven't seen that. I know she's a good driver, and I really hope she gets in W Series.
She is really good, and as well, is it Gina Schumacher? Is it that her name? The Michael's daughter, Micken. Is it Gina?
I think so.
Gina's very good as well because she does a lot of tributes to her dad. So she drives. You obviously know Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
She drives Michael's car around the track instead of Mick doing it, because Gina's more of the tribute one, and she's quick, to be fair, and she takes it around on tributes.
The moment's quite like a lot of attention in Sophia Flourish, actually, because she got in Formula 3, and we barely see girls get in Formula 3, so the attention get focused on her, and we're expecting her to get in Formula 2 next season.
Yeah, it's good to see. They're climbing the ranks, aren't they?
It is good.
Just to end off this section then, before we get on to the debate, how do you think they'll do today in the race?
I hope we get pole.
Yeah.
And a podium.
I don't want to make you choose between them, but there is a single spot. Who is going to be quicker out the two? And who do you reckon will become one or the other?
Oh, that is a difficult question. Casper has the advantage of being a driver in real life. But Logan is actually quite fast for someone which never drives in a simulator as well. It's a really difficult question to pick right now. But I think Casper.
Right. There it is. And Maddie, have you heard much about the opponents today? Or?
Not much, no. They have a lot of private profiles and there's not much about them online. But it's the something Vikings. And they've done pretty well so far, like their match history. They've kind of got like sort of a similar slate to us, some wins, some losses.
Yeah, right. So we could be expecting something good from the Overwatch team as well. Yeah,
so we'll come back to his favourite section after this little break.
The Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.
Right, we're back, and it's his favourite segment
of the show.
Rate the Debate. So basically, if you don't understand what Rate the Debate is, Steph and Maddie, we basically just debate on a topic.
Grab a topic out of thin air.
Go on,
and
think of
debate
one.
it.
Tell me one right now.
Well, we were discussing it before the break, and it caused a bit of controversy, so I'd like to bring it up again. Pineapple on pizza. Go on, start us off,
Right,
Steph.
Maddie,
You're quite
go on.
passionate.
What we're saying?
Right.
go on.
I would say I'm not really a fan of pineapple on pizza, only if it's sweet.
So what we're saying is the other ingredients on the pizza. Are we still going tomato, or...?
No, definitely no.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
just have the normal pizza layer, and then you put like condensed milk or creamy milk, and then you put the pineapple and just put more condensed milk in the top with coconut as well. That is the best thing ever.
On a pizza?
Yes.
So you're saying like a pizza base, dough base,
Yeah.
pineapple,
Yeah.
condensed milk and coconut.
Yeah.
That's not a pizza if you ask me.
Well, you told us that there's different types of pizza, so like, are you on a Brazilian or an Italian? Because you've been telling us there's more than one type of pizza. So, are you on about Italian? Because Italian to me is like dough, either barbecue sauce or tomato sauce, cheese, then everything else.
So it's when we put barbecue in the pizza.
Yeah, no, that's an
That
English
is definitely
thing.
not
That's
an
definitely
Italian
an
thing.
English thing.
If you say that in
Barbecue
Italy,
chicken pizza.
you're
Yes,
around
but
it.
still,
The point still stands, but no, not
Right,
barbecue in Italy, I don't think.
British ruin pizzas by putting barbecue sauce. You put like your dip.
go on, Tom. Tom's sat here and he's
Put
telling
like
us.
your dip. Don't put it on your pizza. It's just wrong. Don't
What?
put pineapple on your pizza at all. Just no.
Right, this is
If
another
you're
one
gonna
for
make
you.
a pizza, make it properly.
This is one for you. Do you have ketchup with pizza?
Never.
Never.
No.
Never.
I don't
No.
like ketchup.
What?
Nah, that's
Don't like
wrong.
ketchup, don't like baked beans or all like that. No.
That's wrong
Don't
from
like
you.
vegetables
You'd never
either.
put ketchup in a pizza. That is so wrong.
No, like you dip your pizza
That
in
is
your ketchup.
wrong.
I know it's wrong.
Because you've
I know
already
what
got
it lads
tomato
are
on
doing.
it.
Ali does
Why
it.
would you? Why would you dip if you've already got tomato on it?
Imagine
does it
going
all
to
the time,
Italy
though.
and you say that. They will be like, Mamma mia,
Yeah,
ma
they start
che."
throwing hands.
That is literally what they're going to say for you.
That's probably the best.
You're not
impressions
allowed to
I've ever
come to
heard.
my house after that.
Oh no,
We can't
Tom's
go
gone.
to get a pizza anymore.
We've had it.
I don't have ketchup on it. It's one of the lads that does it, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Right, you asked about the difference, why I prefer Brazilian pizza than Italian pizza.
Right, go on then.
Right, the Brazilian pizza is basically like a very thin layer of tomato sauce, and it's generally not seasoned. And like between them, we put a crust and the toppings, and like we put a lot of things on it. Like if you go to Italy, they just normally use the sauce, and it's very very seasoned. But they put the tomato and the cheese. But if you go to Brazil, we put a lot of cheese, and like a pizza is quite thick, to be fair.
All right. It's more like a pizza pie then, you'd probably say.
It's probably more like deep pan.
Yeah, if you want. All right. Yeah, all right. No need
sorry,
for that, but all right.
I'm sorry, that was a bit harsh.
Maddie,
Maddie, yeah, go on,
pineapple
Maddie.
pizza, go on.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it.
It's wrong.
It's what I order every time. Ham and pineapple.
Every time. There's no way. Hawaiian
It's-
pizza's
it's
such an L.
The like sweet pineapple, like savoury, like cheese and tomato.
I do-
It's a beautiful
Yeah, but
mix.
so you telling me you'd rather have like an Hawaiian than have something like a meat feast or a pepperoni margherita,
Oh,
the
yeah.
classics?
No, none of that.
What?
I am a big believer that sweet and savoury can go together, but not when it comes to pineapple on pizza.
Tom's
Let's be
very
honest.
passionate about this.
Tuna pizza is the best one.
Tuna.
Tuna? Hang on a minute, whoa. I thought Maddie were bad.
Whoa.
What?
What? And
What
she
is that
just
that I
chucked
have just
seafood in as a curveball. There's no
like,
way.
as in tuna like the fish, like...
Yep, the tuna. Yeah, there's no other tuna. son.
You know when you buy tuna in the supermarket, and
Yeah,
you
in
put
the
like,
can.
Yeah, and some people put like in the salad or something like not the full fish. It's like
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
in the
but
can,
on a
yeah.
salad or
You-
a sandwich, that's all
no,
right.
you put in the pizza with
No,
cheese.
you don't.
And then,
No, you
yeah,
don't.
It's amazing.
That's disgusting. I'm going to be
That's-
quite honest with you.
I think you guys haven't tried the proper one.
I think we don't need to try it, actually.
Listen, you know what,
I'll
right?
save my taste buds from that
I'll
monstrosity.
try one slice just to try it to say I've had it. But if it is absolutely
I
awful,
couldn't try a slice.
I'll never forgive you.
Kind of muff.
Not a bit of me for that. not a bit of meat.
Tuna. That's absolutely.
That's a huge curveball, by the way.
Pizza.
Innit? We were about
is
pineapple,
actually
and then
good.
Steph goes, "Yeah, we're about tuna." What?
God, I can't even begin.
Tom's
to start.
sat here gipping. He's going hard. He's finished after that. See you later, Tom. He's gone. I wouldn't know if I didn't have to do this. My God.
I think I've got a bit more respect for Maddie's opinion with pineapple
Innit?
now because
Maddie, I thought you were bad, but I'll take it back. I'm sorry. Tuna.
Tuna's amazing.
Yeah, no, sandwich.
So
It's alright.
are you still saying the tomato and the cheese?
We normally don't put actually tomato in that one.
So it's as an opposed to tomato.
We put more like cheese with tuna and then like onions. Stinking.
Maddie, what do you think about this?
That must smell horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Listen.
Tuna, your breath must be minging after that.
Yeah,
It's like eating garlic bread, innit?
Actually, the breath is terrible, but it tastes good. I'm
It
not
can't
even
What,
taste
joking.
have you had your pizza sat at restaurant? You're like, take your toothbrush.
I bet if you took that to an Italian, they'd be embarrassed. Surely.
No.
Surely.
No.
Surely an Italian can't
Surely
be
that's
all
not
for
like-
tuna pizza. That's like illegal in their country, surely.
That's got to be worse than pineapple.
Yeah.
Oh, miles.
Definitely.
I genuinely thought you were quite bad sat over there in corner. Just be like, yeah, I like pineapple. Tuna? What? That's
Have
like
you guys actually try a proper pizza now?
like a proper pizza. What
Yeah,
we're saying,
yeah.
a proper pizza.
Like from Italy?
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
I have.
I've tried.
I've been to Italy many times.
I have tried.
Alright, that's
to be
right.
fair, but
Listen, I'm a cultured man. I know.
Never
But-
had a real Italian
Get a
pizza.
tuna
Yeah,
pizza
same.
once. Get one slice.
No, I'll get one slice, and then you can have the rest. Because
Sure.
I'm not eating the rest of that.
Fine,
my
I'm
God.
down for it.
I'm in disbelief. Tuna.
I can't just comprehend that.
I'm sorry.
I can't speak. I genuinely
prefer
can't speak.
Tuna pizza than fish and chips.
Ugh.
What, on the pizza or just like fish and chips is a
fish
meal?
and chips as a
Right.
meal.
I respect fish and chips because fish and chips is alright.
Yeah, fish and chips is fine. 'cause
I
that's
never got
normal.
a good fish and chips. I can say that. Since I got in England, I never got a good fish and chips.
Good at
Seaside. Every day a week.
Seaside.
Scarborough, Filey,
I have
Treetops.
no idea what.
There you are.
It's like-
Have you never been to like Seaside?
You've
You
ever
know,
been
with
to the coast?
donkey
Oh
rides?
no, I never left Barnsley to be fair. Only to Manchester and
That's a sad
London. Other
life.
than that, I never
That's-
walked anywhere.
You're missing out on sunny Cleethorpes.
Yeah, you are. Skegness. Right. Honestly, if we go to Italy and we have a pizza and we'll take Alfie for an Italian pizza, we take you where we're going. Think of one off the top of the head and we'll go.
What?
Cleethorpes.
Wait,
Right, we'll
to
take you for
Italy.
fish and chips at Cleethorpes.
All right. If
And
we
then
go
and
to-
then you take us to Italy and we'll have a
if
pizza.
we go to Italy, we're definitely going to Napoli. By the way.
Oh,
Me and
I'd
Mum and
like
Dad
to
went
watch-
there.
I'd like to watch Napoli play football. So
Oh,
that's why
I'm down.
there.
They're playing against Juventus. By the way.
When?
Oh, that's a big derby.
When?
This month, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, let's go.
I'll get it booked.
It's
them
gonna
booked.
get
Get
a war
tickets,
in my
go.
home because my dad is a Napoli fan, and then
Oh, damn.
I am a Juventus
And they're
fan.
top at league.
Oh.
Oh.
See, in
Yeah,
my
but
com-
where are Juventus in league?
Oh, don't have about it. I'm so disappointed in Juventus this time.
I'll tell
Napoli
you
are
something.
smoking league.
I'll tell you something. If Barnsley's main rivals are Chef Wednesday, and if I walked into my house and said to my dad I'm a Chef Wednesday fan, he'd probably chuck me clothes outside the door and went, "You never stepping foot in my house."
Yeah.
You know,
It's
I
that
went
bad.
to a Napoli cafe in Sheffield. Everyone on that is proper from Napoli.
Yeah.
I am most to wear my Juventus t-shirt. But my dad looked at me and he was like, "Don't do it." And I was like, "Okay." I put my Ferrari t-shirt, get in. The guy looked at me. He said, "For every Juventus fans which walks in, they have a toilet paper on the wall with a Juventus logo on it,
Oh my
saying
God.
that
That's
is
not good.
Juventus."
That's not good.
That
That's
is what
quality, that.
Napoli say.
Have you been to Romano's up there? Have you been to that Italian? That's a nice Italian.
No.
That's so random.
That's so random. It's just come to
That's
my head because
so
I was thinking
random.
about Italian foods and restaurants, and I want
I
to
just
go back
went
to
to
Romano's.
one Italian restaurant here, which used to be close to, you know, HMS, no, MNS in town.
Mhm.
If you keep going up, you used to have an Italian restaurant.
Oh yes, I do remember
That
where
is the
the thing that's like Nando's used to be.
Black Rooster.
Black Rooster used to be an Italian. I'm pretty sure.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've not been.
And I've been to that one. That one's good, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll admit that one's not bad.
yeah. The
No,
cook.
I've not been there.
It was a proper Italian guy which used to make everything, and That was a good one.
I think that's where we'll end it though.
Yeah.
Tuna on pizza, because
So,
that's an absolute monstrosity.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to go back upstairs and I'm going to sit with my head in my hands
Got tuna on pizza.
and just question what I've listened to for the last half an hour, because that was unreal. Tuna on pizza. That's mad, that. Anyway,
On a real note, thanks for coming on,
Thank you
guys.
for coming.
International
Yeah.
Women's Day. It's been a pleasure, Sam, as usual.
good luck in your Overwatch team and good luck with your race strategies. Well, obviously, we'll come and find out your results and let
We'll let
these
you
guys
know
know.
later.
Yeah, the
Sweet.
race starts soon, actually.
Right, we'll not
We'll
let you
have to
keep
get
it.
off then.
Right.
The Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.